So I will look right in between, so that way
Pretty much.
Yes.
it doesn't matter.
And the whole point is that this is a conversation between us, not us and the audience.
No,
So-
I'm going to talk exclusively
You're right.
to the audience.
So, directly.
Hello!
That might be a good intro, actually. We might use that as the intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Subject Matter. I'm your host, Stephen Jenkins, here with your co-host, Mr. Jonathan Dayton, and special guest, Mr. Connor McCabe.
Hello there.
We are experts in nothing, and we're here to give you our thoughts and opinions on all of it. So just a couple of quick announcements before we get into the main discussion. This is the first week that we're going to be doing every week. So past couple of episodes have come out every other. After this, we're going to be doing weekly episodes. So the next episode will come out in a week from today, which is, I have my dates correct this time, March 26th, Friday, March 26th. So that will be when the next episode premieres, and we're going to keep going weekly after that. So once you're done watching the weekly releases of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is coming out, then you can start watching us. And if you don't know what the Falcon and Winter Soldier is, then that's okay. You're not a nerd, and you have a life. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Connor, go ahead and introduce yourself for us.
Hello, I am Connor McCabe. I am kind of existing at the moment.
Are we all?
Yes, I suppose in some aspects we're all existing. I am a black belt who's known Steven for 7 million years. And
Approximately.
yeah, I've been
Give or take 20.
Yeah, I've been friends with you for like the last 5 years, I'd
At
say.
least.
Generous.
Known
Like,
a lot longer, but like
close
friends. A lot,
I'm
yeah.
acquaintances before then. And then
Exactly.
Jonathan I've known through karate and all the crazy things that he does for probably about that long, if not a little longer. So,
Yep.
I'm here. And I do a lot of theater stuff, acting, which is one of the things that we're talking about today.
In the topic of conversation that will appear.
Yes.
So, in case you haven't noticed, Connor and our last guest are friends, and we knew them through a karate studio, and that might be a recurring theme for the first 100 episodes or so.
Yeah.
We are going to have obviously some other guests on there, but that will be a common theme running throughout our guests. So we have a couple topics that we're talking about, fewer than last week, but we still got a couple topics we're going to cover. So first of all, go ahead and give us a little bit of your background. You talked about musical theater, things that you've done with that.
So, I was kind of forced into musical theater. I was born into my family and cursed from the beginning. So my parents were both into theater things long before they even thought about me. They actually met during a production of Fiddler on the Roof. So they got together because of theater, and so I've been doing theater literally. My birth was announced at the curtain call. Was it Oliver? I think no. Oliver was. Yes, it was Oliver. Oliver at the Cumberland Theater in the year 2000.
Wow.
My dad had to miss one performance because I was being born.
So, it was so you missed your first curtain call. Is what happened.
No. I caused my father to miss
his curtain
because
call.
of
Okay.
my arrival on this earth.
I see. Well, if you have to miss something for something, I suppose that it's understandable.
Exactly.
What's your favorite aspect of doing musical theater? That type of thing, because I've done shows before too, not nearly to the extent that you have, but there is sort of this weird enjoyment that you get out of just doing performances.
Yeah.
And I can't put it into words. I don't understand what that is.
See, I think it's a little different for everybody. Some people just like singing and dancing. While I do like singing and dancing, I always look at it as my goal in just life in general is to make people laugh or to give people something that entertains them. So especially when I'm the tall, goofy, lanky guy, I get a lot of those stereotypical goofy characters, and I get to make people laugh. I get to kind of... It's that thing where you're almost feeding off of the audience's energy.
Right, yeah.
And so being able to be there in a space with people that you're friends with and then kind of create this back and forth with an audience. This is a joke that you'll find funny. Here's a callback to that joke again. And it's that thing of, really connecting with people in different ways makes me happy.
Sure.
So I hope that makes other people happy.
Right. Would you say, and Jonathan, you can speak to this too, because you've done public speaking, I would assume, before. Would you say that as equally as, audience reacting in a positive way to something that you said can build your self-confidence and build up that feeling that we're talking about, would you also say that the equal and opposite reaction can happen when there's dead silence?
Oh, the Sunday matinees. You get all of the old people coming from church, and they're lovely. They absolutely enjoy the show. You talk to them after. It was wonderful. Your performance was fantastic. They sit there and they are an oil painting. They just do nothing. They don't react. Every so often you'll get an old lady who goes, That's it. And sometimes you'll get really good audiences, but it's just, you get an oil painting, and you're like, okay, give me something to work off of. Please.
Sure. Jonathan, you haven't done theater necessarily, but you have done public speaking and radio spots. Is that similar for you, or?
It's very similar. I mean, public speaking is kind of the same way, where you feed off the energy, and when they don't give you feedback in any sort of way, it's the feedback to me is kind of telling me that I'm doing a good job, and when there is no feedback, you're like, am I really doing a decent job? And I haven't done theater, but I did do, in middle school, I did do chorus and performance, so I understand how you play off the audience. So I completely get what you're saying, Connor.
Sure. So please comment on the video, tell us how we're doing, so that we get some feedback.
Yes,
because if you don't,
give
we have
us
no
more.
idea. We're just assuming that.
If you
okay.
want to say we're terrible, then at least we can work with that, What would you say your worst experience, and you don't have to go into too much detail if you don't want to, but what would you say your worst experience public speaking would be?
My worst experience public speaking? Oh, I can't paint a time, Steven. There's been a lot of times where I can't paint a picture as far as a particular time, but I'll tell you, it's when you leave a radio spot or you leave a public engagement and you realize that maybe you shouldn't have said something that you said, and you can't take it back. Regardless of how small it is, it might have been a secret, might have been something you're waiting to release, but we realized that it can't be edited, and that was live. So I love doing recorded things because there's something you can edit and move forward with. But those live spots are the ones that really
it's nerve-wracking.
It is extremely nerve-wracking.
That's the thing with live theater. You don't get, you get one chance.
One shot.
And the worst thing I've ever done, we did Beauty and the Beast 2 years ago? 2019. I can do math and dates in my head.
Very good.
2019, we did Beauty and the Beast, and I was Lumiere, the candlestick, which was just fun because I didn't have hands for the entire show until the very end. But right after Beauty and the Beast, it's the title song, right after Belle and the Beast are talking, if you've ever seen Beauty and the Beast, and my father's sick, go to him, if you love her, let her go, kind of thing. The Beast lets her go, and the three objects, Mrs. Potts, Cogsworth, and Lumiere, are supposed to come out and talk to him, and all excited, it went really well, and then he let her go. I missed that scene. We only did 5 performances. I missed that scene 3 times. Because I just forget. I'd walk off stage, I'm like, okay, we're done. My brother was playing Cogsworth. He had to cover my lines. It was awful. It was like, oh, right, that. Oh, no. And people still make fun of me for that.
That's similar to, I want to say my worst, because I haven't done as much to have it completely mess up. But there was one point I was doing Pippi Longstocking show back. This is probably like 2013, and I was playing one of the burglars that was coming in trying to steal the treasure of the gold or whatever it was, and there were two lines that were very, very specific, or very similar, I should say, and I accidentally did the one that was supposed to come second, and so the actress who's playing Pippi Longstocking had to like revert back and redo and like almost correct my line and say, "Don't you mean this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that." And it worked out well. It's like
the best.
Ad-libbing is something that I've always found really interesting. Just sort of the improvisation, which brings me to a surprise that I had for both of these guys. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start a short segment here called Quick Improvs. I'm gonna give these two.
Oh man.
Oh no!
One of these guys is going to be much better than the other, possibly, but that's the way we roll.
TikTok song of "Oh no" and it keeps going.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start split-second improvs right now. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, I am going to give each of these guys a character, a situation that they're in, and then we're going to go for about 30 to 40 seconds with them interacting with each other however they feel like it. Again, this is completely off the cuff. I did not tell them about this ahead of time.
I don't like you.
They don't like me for this, but as the host of the show, this is what
Steve?
I get to do. No.
Occasionally.
Occasionally is better than I was expecting. So, we're going to go with that. So, Connor, your first character is a pirate who has no sense of smell. And Jonathan, you are an alien who has no concept of what water is, and you just landed on his pirate ship in the middle of the ocean. You have 40 seconds in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo-ho there, matey!
Hi.
What? What ye be doing on me ship?
I'm visiting from outer space.
Outer space, I see. I've never been there. Would you care to have a glass of this delicious drink?
What is that?
Tis water.
What is water?
Water! It is water. Look around the water. You see, you taste the fresh sea breeze.
The blue stuff is water? What is water?
It is a liquid.
What happens if I touch said water?
It's wet.
What does wet
That's
mean?
debatable. All right, cut. There is a debate as to whether water is. We're gonna make an official statement here on the
no
subject matter.
Water is lava.
Anyway, so
wait. I have to explain this now.
Okay, please do.
Ice is technically a rock, because a
Solid.
rock is a solid thing.
Sure.
Like the way rocks are classified, ice is technically a rock.
Sure.
Lava is liquid rock. So by extension, since ice is technically a rock, water is technically lava. So you being correct me if I'm wrong, health person, 60% water?
Close enough.
Yeah, great. Are technically a lava monster.
New segment here on the Subject Matter. Science with Connor.
Yeah, I'll just show up every day.
We'll just film him separately for every single episode, giving his segment on whatever scientific opinion he has at that point. All right, my favorite part about that scene that you guys set up was the fact that, you offered him a drink.
Yes.
Not like you didn't completely ignore the water around the ship. But, the main point was the drink, not the water around.
We also didn't bring any attention to the fact that I couldn't smell.
True.
I was just talking.
But to be fair, the scene didn't call for it, and that's
my
how it
voice
worked.
also changed from very high pitched to just normal talking.
Yeah, what
Happened
happened here?
I was going alien voice, but I don't know what voice aliens
The alien is he ages fast, and he went through puberty like that. All right,
Exactly.
we're moving on
the alien
to
was inside us all along.
moving on to round 2.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right, round 2. You are a teller at a bank. You can only speak in pig Latin, and you're a bank robber.
Okay.
And you're robbing the bank.
Give me your money, sir.
What way?
Fast way.
Are Uye Upidstay?
Now, money, bag.
Airway Agbe.
I'm going to shoot you.
Uche Ithwe Utwe Unge.
3, 2,
Uno.
dos.
Oh, we're gonna cut that there.
I just realized you could say that without. Hang on. I loopholed your improv.
If you're seeing this, that means I completely gave up on editing and just put that in there anyway. No,
No, that was comedy
that
gold.
was-
That was comical. I like that. That's good.
I appreciated that more than you know, but it's funny to make fun of it. All right, so for the next topic, we had covered sort of like movies and TV last time with Mr. Sensible. This week, something that I think we all, to an extent, have some experience with, video games.
Yes.
Connor and I are two of the biggest Nintendo aficionados, I would say, specifically within the realm of Mario. Speaking of performances and costumes and entertaining people,
Yes.
throwing a picture right now up on the screen of the two of us dressed as Wario and Waluigi a couple of years ago for this this thing we were doing, and pretty fun. We enjoyed that a lot.
Oh.
So, Jonathan, we'll start with you. What's been you not probably into the video game world quite as much as we are.
I was a big sports video gamer growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball games, football video games, PlayStations, Xboxes. When I got to high school, I completely stopped. Cold turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, I stopped completely, and in college was the same way. Fast forward a few years, married life, got a Switch, like some of the Mario games, Mario Kart, some games like that. Of course, play them with friends now. So that's basically what
Us,
this
essentially.
Yeah.
that's basically the extent of my video gaming. But it's not something I do every week. Probably when I hang out with you guys, that's probably the extent
Yeah.
of my video games.
fair.
Which makes sense. Jackbox games is one of our favorite
Oh,
things
yeah.
to play
Yeah.
with
Quip.
a large group of people. Quiplash, personal favorite
Yes.
of mine. Our new favorite. What is it? The one it's like the
It's
latest edition.
Talking points.
Talking
Oh,
points.
yeah,
That
Where
one-
you make basically a PowerPoint.
essentially it's a
it's-
TED talk.
It's
for
so
your friends.
funny.
Yeah.
Is very.
It's so good.
Recommend plug for Jackbox games.
Yeah.
Buy all
Not a
of them.
sponsor, but
please
please
sponsor
do.
that.
Buy all of them.
Very fun. But yeah, so he and I, again, we're all sort of in the Nintendo world right now. You had mentioned Xbox. I have Xbox, and I have all three main consoles. My favorite system has always been the GameCube. The Switch is really good, but you've played the GameCube. before,
Very
a little bit.
limited, but yeah.
Okay. The reason I like the GameCube so much is it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
What's the game? And that's one of the things. That's like it's hard to judge how good a system actually is because no matter who you are, if you were born in the '90s or the later '90s, right? It's going to be the Nintendo 64 most likely. That's how it usually goes. If you're born in the '80s, it's either the Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, something like that. If you were a mainstream gamer and you wanted, Call of Duty and all those sorts of things, it's going to be Xbox, Sony PlayStation, and things like that. What's the thing that you have the most nostalgia for that maybe isn't necessarily actually as good as you remember it, but it's just nostalgic for you?
See, the first we got a Wii as I think for Christmas. I want to say like 2008.
That's around the same time that I got mine
And
as well.
we didn't have any games.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Blockbuster
Same.
and rented some games. And we rented Lego Star Wars.
Mm.
So the first game I ever played was Lego Star Wars for the Nintendo Wii.
Okay.
And it was a life-changing experience. I still love that game. The other thing that I have a weird attachment to is Wii Sports Resort. Not Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort.
Okay, yeah.
Because, 2011, I think? Maybe 2010. I broke my leg. on a trampoline.
Okay.
I'm getting.
I see where this is
we're
going.
getting
No,
the
I see where
connection.
it's going.
I broke my leg. At that point, there was a problem with the disc reader for our Wii, so we had sent it to Nintendo
Okay.
to get it fixed. And then I broke my leg. And my parents basically said, we're not going to have him stuck in the living room, because I had a cast all the way up to my mid-thigh. We're not going to have him stuck in the living room with nothing to do. So they ended up getting we had a white Wii. We got a black Wii.
Okay.
It was like a complete color shift. And it came with Wii Sports Resort and the Wii Motion Plus. And I would sit in the chair in my living room playing the game where you're supposed to be up and moving. And it was the best thing ever.
That is the running joke of the Wii, is that it's meant to get people up and active, and then you realize that you can just play Wii golf like...
My wrist,
Yeah.
my wrist in bowling was the best friend. The flick of the wrist was like a strike every time.
Exactly. For me, I again, GameCube, going up and actually, like, to the point where I actually have the money to buy what I want, and not either relying on birthdays or Christmas to get things. It's interesting because with college and work and all that sorts of stuff, whenever I actually have the time to play video games, I'm actually to the point now where it's like my mind is so done thinking that even though video games is recreation, I actually just prefer at this point to like just sit and like watch something on TV, because at that point you're like letting it kind of feed you, right? And it's, you just turn your mind off and watch. Whereas
It's that gradual change.
Right.
See, you're going to do this. You're going to... I want to watch a movie now.
Right.
It's like, I don't have time for a movie. I'm going to watch, like, a quick TV show.
Or a
Then
YouTube video.
Or a YouTube video. And then, okay, I want to watch, like, the news highlights to see what I missed during the week. You're going to start watching... And then you're going to go, I don't have time to watch TV. I'm going to read a newspaper. Then you're going to go, I don't have time to read a newspaper. I'm just going to do the Sudoku in the back. And then, once you get past the Sudoku phase, you're going to go back to the newspaper, and you're just going to sit reading a newspaper for the rest of your life.
And what age will I be at this point?
704. I refuse to believe that you're going to die. You're just going to be an old man living in the mountains forever.
We all exist, as we have established, but not all of us will exist forever, except for apparently me, according to you.
At least for 704
At
years.
least 740 years. Jonathan will probably be 302. I would.
I'm
say.
gonna do something stupid and die early.
You're not.
302.
If this episode gets out before you die,
As a Connor.
you know. But yeah, so like I want to play video games. In fact, I have like 3 games just sitting on my shelf that I've had for over a year.
Which games?
Let me think. Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah.
Halo 5, actually, I wanted to play, and then there was one other one, I forget what it was. Well, Star Wars Battlefront 2, I have played it, but like I haven't played it probably in over a year, and I've been meaning to do that. So, you know, what can we work out, because you're one of the people I play.
I
with,
know.
and you're not
I don't
available
I'm,
to play it.
The problem is Patrick.
We have a group chat. actually.
Yeah, our good friend went into the Marines, and ever since then, it'll be like once in
Every
a blue
6 months.
moon, he'll be like, "Hey, can we get on?" And then we're all like, "Oh no, we can't this week," and then it never
And
happens.
then it never happens. That's literally been going on.
the last time we talked, I have a bone to pick with you. The last time we talked, you sided with the other guy who hasn't played with us in 3 years.
So-
and he's like, I don't have an Xbox anymore. Here's this other Star Wars game. And I'm like, I don't want to download another game. What are you talking about? I didn't download it. And you're like, you guys ready to play? I'm like, nope.
So here's what happened. Let me explain.
Yeah, defend yourself.
So here's what happened with the whole thing. So I have an explanation. I understand. I've just been called out.
Yes.
Connor, for
Yeah.
everything.
I do have an explanation. If
We've
an
heard it all.
Absolutely everything.
If an
Steven.
explanation is good, then you know. But here's what happened.
But.
Here's what happened. So I have been trying. Take note. That's the thing he left out. I've been trying for like 3 months or more to get us to all play the game again. And some people just like wouldn't even respond in the group chat. You did.
Thank you.
I was going to defend that.
Thank you.
Did. You did respond. However, at this point, this is at the beginning of the year. At this point, it had been about 3 to 4 months of everybody saying, no, we're too busy, or just not responding in general. and I was like, I am so desperate to play something with Star Wars and with my friends. And so what happened was the other one guy didn't respond. The other guy was saying he might be able to do something. He could have gone either way. And this other guy said, hey, let's download this other thing and we'll do that. He couldn't download that other game. It was like Star Wars Squadrons or something like that.
It's not that I couldn't. It's that I refused to.
You're helping my case. So he refused to download this thing. And so, we again, 4 guys. This is taking a longer explanation, but we're going to cut it down hopefully in post. If not, then you're getting the full version. So we have 4 guys. One guy couldn't do it. The other guy said he might be able to, but
he was wishy-washy as always.
But if he says he might, it probably means he won't. So then we had this other guy who said, hey, I don't have an Xbox anymore, but if you download Star Wars Squadrons, I can play that on my PC and it's cross-platform. This guy said, I'm not going to download Star Wars Squadrons. And essentially, I knew that his Xbox, like mine, had not been updated. I just updated my Xbox, and his Xbox had probably not been updated in a year. Knowing that there was no way he was going to be able to play that night, I said, I'm going to go ahead and download that game. The other guy who said he might actually downloaded that game, and so did the guy who said that he was able to play. Take note, it's been about 3 months since then, and we still have not played that game. And we have not even said anything in the group chat since then. I spent about $20 on that game.
Why do you think I didn't download it, Steven?
You made the right decision, but
Yes!
how dare you attack me for not playing with you when you wouldn't even download
I wasn't
the game?
attacking you.
It certainly sounded like it.
I was merely casting aspersions upon you.
You were looking in my direction in a very uncomfortable way, acting as though I had done something wrong.
Yes.
And I had to defend my honor.
Steven, you're used to that, though.
Hey folks,
Fair
I
enough.
picked up on 2 things. One, I'm siding with Connor on this argument.
Yes.
That's nothing
This is
new.
why I like him
Because-
more.
I could say that the sun's
No,
going to rise
don't go there,
tomorrow,
no.
and he would side with Connor if Connor said no, it won't.
No, because it's saving him money because you have not played it. It was a waste of $20. And 2, when you said that the other person in this group chat, which is not me, by the way, hasn't responded or to any of the messages, it reminds me of someone that's also particularly in common with all of us that never responded. So we're completely random, but my brain immediately went to this other individual.
Yes.
It never responds to a message.
Which if you're...
Or he does, but it's a complete random message.
It has nothing to do with the conversation at hand.
Exactly.
I thought you were talking about somebody else, and now I understand who you're talking about. He might be on the podcast here in a couple weeks, so we'll fill you in
I'm
then.
curious to see who you think I was talking about, but now I know who I was talking about.
We will talk about it after we're done recording, because we're not
We
gonna
will talk
say their
about it
name.
when we're not talking to you about it.
Exactly. All right. Well, this episode has officially gone off the rails. But I think...
See, it's your fault for doing the improv games. You threw everything off the tracks.
And isn't it more enjoyable? Again, leave a comment down below. Is this not
How often
better?
do you want to see Jonathan do an alien voice?
Not often.
No, comment below. Should Jonathan continue his alien voice?
And take a side. Take a side. Who was right? Who was right? The guy who said, I refuse to download the game and my Xbox won't be updated, and then blames me for not playing with him. Or me, who...
If you side with Steven, I'm just going to delete your comments. So.
we both have access to the account.
It's pretty simple.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. I want to thank Connor for being here. Highly enjoyed it. And I fully expect them to surprise me with something in the next episode whenever we do this again. And something we haven't done in the past couple of weeks is ask you to like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have asked you to comment. We're not going to ask you to like the video. We're not going to ask you to subscribe. But if you did, we would really, really, really like that very much.
No, we're not going to ask you to do it. We're going to demand that you do it now. Like the video.
I was going to go for more of a passive-aggressive, like, you don't have to. But, you're the guest, so we're gonna go with your way. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week, not in 2 weeks. Next week, we'll see you guys next time.